Church. We have several special events that are going to be happening tonight. The children are going to be sharing their special talents and gifts with us and worshiping God and our Savior and the meaning of the reason for our season. The first thing that we have tonight is our puppet troupe. They're going to be doing a special Christmas puppet show for you. So everyone listen real well and listen to their message, okay?
Longest, most complicated show that our group has tried to do. So we ask you to be very patient and bear with us. It is a long show, and children, I don't mean long, but you have to really sit still and listen carefully to understand what is going on. We have a lot of props and things that are going to be used, and we have not had an extremely long time since we moved the program forward a week to get ready. So please be patient with us, and we will try to do our best for you. And this is a little show called Why the Bells Rang. I'm sorry, the chimes.
There was once in a faraway country where few people have ever traveled a wonderful church. It stood on a high hill in the midst of a great city. Every Sunday, as well as on special days like Christmas, thousands of people climbed the hill to its great archways, looking like lines of ants all moving in the same direction. When you came to the building itself, you found some stone columns and dark passages, and a grand entrance leading into the sanctuary of the church. This room was so long that a person standing at the doorway could scarcely see to the other end, where the choir stood by the marble altar. In the farthest corner was the organ, a magnificent instrument. Sometimes when it played, the people around the church would close their shutters and prepare for a thunderstorm. Altogether, no such church as this was ever seen before, especially when it was lighted up for some festival and crowded with people. But the strangest thing of the whole building was the wonderful bells. At one corner of the church was a great gray tower with ivy clinging to it as far up as the eye could see. I say as far as the eye could see because the tower was quite great enough to fit such a great church, and it rose so far into the sky that only in very fair weather could anyone really claim to see the top. Even then, one could not be certain that it was in sight. Up and up climbed the stones in the ivy. And as the men who had built the church had been dead for hundreds of years, no one could remember how tall the tower really was. Shh! Someone's coming up the tower steps. Listen.
Whew! Those are quite a climb. That was quite a climb, Natalie. I guess I'm not as young as I used to be. Let's stop here for a moment.
Gee, Grandfather, how many steps does this tower have?
I have never counted them, but there are a bunch. Why don't you count them as we go back down?
Did I bet there are 1,045,000.
You're probably right. Anyway, let's get busy cleaning these chimes. Tonight is the Christmas Eve service, and it could be the night the chimes ring.
Well, I hope so, Grandpa. Wouldn't it be exciting?
That it would, my dear, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. You know that no one has heard these chimes in many, many years.
I know, Gramps, but I've just got a feeling about this year.
I hope you're right. But your grandmother and I have lived next to the church now on 50 years, and we haven't heard these Christmas chimes ring once. My mother told me when I was just about your age that she had only heard the bells once, So I hope that you don't build yourself up for a big disappointment.
I'll try not, but do tell me the story of the Christmas chimes one more time, please.
Well now, people say that these Christmas chimes make the most beautiful music in all the world, that they make the sweetest sounds you'll ever hear. Some even say that they're the voices of angels from heaven above. Still others say it's only the wind blowing a certain way through the tower.
But Grandpa, the wind blows through the tower all the time, and the bells don't ring.
That's what makes these bells so special. It's why they're called the Christmas bells. They only ring at Christmas time. And then, only when something very special happens that is pleasing to the baby Jesus. Why, you could pull and pull on the ropes all you want and you wouldn't hear a sound. People can't play these chimes. I reckon only God can.
I hope God will ring them tonight. It would make the best Christmas ever. Anyhow, finish the story.
You know that every Christmas Eve, people come from all over the country to share in the service that is held here. Even the King himself comes. Near the end of the service, gifts are brought forth and presented to the Christ child. And such gifts, diamonds, gold, beautiful fabrics, the world has seldom seen the likes. The legend has it that when a gift is presented that is especially pleasing to the baby Jesus, the chimes ring. But no one, not even the king, has been able to bring such a gift for many, many years. Perhaps tonight will be the night. Let's hope and pray so.
Gee, Gramps, if those gifts won't make the chimes ring, I wonder what will. I think you're right. I'd better not get my hopes up.
Sweetheart, we must never give up hope. I have a theory about all of this. I mean, these rich people bring fine gifts to be sure, but there are gifts that they can well afford. What's another jewel to a princess, or more pieces of gold to the king? Those seem like mighty fine things to people like us, but I suppose God isn't very impressed. Not enough to make the chimes ring anyway.
What kind of gifts would impress God, Grandpa?
I don't know, child. I do know this, however. The poor people have stopped even bringing their gifts on Christmas Eve because they know they can't compete with all the fine and expensive things that will be given. I'm certain God can't be pleased about that. In addition, the whole thing has become a contest, a competition to see who can bring the most spectacular offering. We've almost lost sight of the real meaning of our giving. That must break God's heart. Maybe that's why the chimes don't ring.
Well, I'm going to close my eyes and pray this afternoon that tonight will be a night for the miracle of the bell.
You do that, Natalie, and be sure that you and your mother get here in plenty of time. We won't be able to hold those seats forever. Now we better get started polishing.
Oh, Christmas bells, ring tonight. Ring and make this the best Christmas ever. Please let all of us, but especially Grandma and Grandpa, hear the chimes just once. Now a number of miles from the city, in a little country village where nothing could be seen of the church except occasional glimpses of the bell tower when the weather was clear, there lived a boy named Peter and his little brother. They knew nothing about the legend of the Christmas bells, but they had heard of the service in the great church on Christmas Eve. They had a secret plan which they had talked over among themselves many times. They wanted to travel to the city and attend the Christmas Eve service and see the many great people and share in the beautiful celebration. I can't believe our dream is really coming true. We're going to go to the city to see the great church and share in the Christmas Eve service tonight. I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. You and I have planned this trip to the big church for as long as I can remember. But Aunt Frida's never felt we were big enough to go until this year. Do you think the service will really be as beautiful as they say? Little girl, I'm sure of it. The people of our village say that there is no experience on earth like Christmas Eve at the great cathedral. It'll be the most wonderful sight we ever saw. They say the king will be there. Imagine that. You and I in the same room with the king? Excuse me, I think I'm dreaming of it. No, you're not dreaming, little girl. Nobody can guess all the fine things we'll say and hear tonight. It's even neat that if you listen carefully, you can hear the Christ child cooing and laughing during the service. He is so pleased with it. But if we could hear him, wouldn't that make this the best Christmas ever? It sure would, but hadn't we be going if we're going to get there on time? We should. Wrap up, little girl. It won't be an easy journey with the cold and the snow, but our excitement will probably be. Come on, let's go. It was bitter cold. The wind was whipping the snow in circles. Yet Peter and his little brother hardly seemed to notice. Such was their excitement at the prospect before them. They laughed and talked so that other travelers heading for the great church could not help but amuse and forget, temporarily of course, the trying conditions under which they were traveling. Then something unexpected happened. Not far into the city, the boy spotted an old woman. Poorly dressed for the weather, apparently seeking help for her family from the Christmas pilgrims. When right before their eyes, she collapsed and fell into a drift of snow. Peter and his little brother rushed to her side. The woman was obviously very ill and possibly near death. Frantically, they tried to flag down some of the passing adults, but everyone on their way to the church, and no one seemed to incline to help. Little brother, I'm afraid that you're going to have to go into the service alone. I can't leave her here in the cold, or she's going to die. Alone? You mean all by myself? But Peter, we've always dreamed of attending the great church together. I can't go without you. You must, little girl. Look at this poor woman. Her face reminds me of one of the angels in the Chaplain Royal home. She will freeze to death if I don't stay to look after her. You go on to the service alone. There is no sense in both of us missing. After all, everyone will be there. And then, when it's over, I can share my cousin Cody's biscuits, and you can bring back help. But I can't bear to leave you here and go by myself. Little brother, it must be so. Only I can take care of this father. You know how to get to the church from here, and you can leave helpers back to us. Go on now. Oh yeah, and little brother, you can see and hear everything twice tonight. Once for me, and once for you. You can tell me about it later. Yes, but no more now. but I'm sure the Christ child knows how much I would like to be there to worship him tonight. Take this coin, and when the time is right, maybe after the service, place it on the altar. It isn't much, but I wanted to give something. Forgive me for not coming with you. Godspeed.
God look after you too. I'll be back to help as soon as the service is over.
The great service began, and it was everything little brother had hoped for and more. Never had he seen such a great cathedral, or so many candles, or such wealthy people dressed in their finery. It quite took his breath away. He could not even find a seat, but slipped in quietly and stood with the other poor people along near the back wall. The service proceeded with magnificent music, scripture readings, and a message from a minister with a big voice. Then came the time that everyone had been waiting for, the bringing forth of the Christ child. Little brother could remember the very words of the minister to pass on to Peter. In this season, when we remember God's great gift to us, let us bring our gifts to God with joy. A long line of worshipers led their gifts with their gifts stretched down the center aisle of the church. Little brother suddenly remembered that he too had a gift to offer. As quietly as possible, he placed himself at the very end of the line.
Well, I dug through my jewels and found some that I no longer wear. They are precious, but they just aren't my color. This will be a splendid gift for the Christ child. No one here is likely to bring a costlier one. Perhaps now we will hear the bell ring. Well, I don't hear anything. I don't know what anybody's going to bring that's better than this.
I feel like one of the wise men bearing gold to the Christ child. A large gold piece. What a marvelous present. And it does the king would be proud to have it. Why not a heavenly king? Bells, get ready to ring. What? No bells? Even the baby Jesus already has all the gold he needs. They do say the very streets up there are paved with it. Why didn't I think of that? I wonder if after the service I can go out quietly and get my gift back.
Well, I brought a gift to top all gifts. This is truly a labor of love. For months, I've been working on this manuscript, slowly creating it by the sweat of my brow. I'm putting it on the altar as a dedication to the Christ child. My gratitude for the ideas behind it. Surely he will be pleased. And if the bell shouldn't, well, just think how my book would sell. Fellow worshipers, get ready to be surprised. No bells? Well, that's gratitude for you. If months of hard work isn't pleasing to God, I'd like to know what is.
Now I bring my gift. I rule the land. My word is law. The people practically worship me. I have absolute authority in my kingdom. Everyone is wondering what gift I will offer the child. Well, I'm going to make a sacrifice that will astonish everyone. I wear on my head the kingly crown, the symbol of my authority and power. I will lend it to the Christ child for this season in recognition of his divine worship, of his divine kingship. What greater gift could anyone bring? We'll shortly hear those glorious sounds of bells ringing.
A murmur shot through the crowd as the king's gift was offered. Everyone sat on the edge of their pews, certain that at last the wonderful bells would ring. But there was only silence. More than one person heard to exclaim, "Well, that won't do it, nothing will. We'll never hear those bells again." Down the aisle of the line of worshippers bearing gifts moved very slowly. The minister, seizing the general disappointment in the air, announced the closing hymn even before all the gifts had been placed. As the great chorus of voices filled the church, little brother finally passed before the altar and, almost in shame, placed the silver coin of little value among the magnificent treasures that were already there. Suddenly, it became apparent to everyone that something was wrong. The minister was frantically waving his arms, signaling for the organist to stop playing, and for the choir and congregation to stop singing. After some moments of confusion, everyone got quiet. In miracle of miracles, the Christmas bells were ringing. Who placed the last gift here? There was a long and awkward silence. Then little brother came forward in tears, certain that he was about to be scolded and ridiculed. You can imagine his astonishment when, after a few moments of talking with him, the minister, with a warm smile, put his arm around little brother and led him to the area in front of the great altar. Together they faced the huge congregation. "My friends," said the minister, "God does work in mysterious ways. While we have all been here in this service trying to outdo one another in the sharing of gifts for the Christ child, this young boy's brother is out in the cold and snow, caring for a dying woman until help comes. This lad has placed on the altar one silver coin in his brother's behalf. It is this gift, this sacrifice, which has pleased the Holy Child enough to make the bells ring. And you, my friends, as you travel through this wonderful season of the Savior's birth, remember that it often happens to the humblest gift, which given in sacrifice out of the love of our hearts, often becomes the greatest gift of all."